This video is all about me making my very last trip in my Pleasure Way van as I traveled from Boulder City, Nevada to Spokane, Washington, which I'm selling the van to the dealer that I bought it from at the end of March of 2022. All of that coming up next. Back in October of 2021, I traveled in my van to Las Vegas, Nevada to winterize my van at an outdoor storage facility. As you can see, she was covered and ready to spend the winter stored away, safe and sound. Also, I had the pleasure to rent a room from my brother Jim, who owned a 2-bedroom condo in Boulder City, about 25 miles from Las Vegas. After I decided to sell my van, my next step was to make the long trip of 1,200 miles to Spokane, Washington to sell back the van to the original dealer. Traveling from Boulder City to Spokane in March was touch and go because at the higher elevations, a snowstorm or high winds could make travel scary and treacherous in a 23-foot van. Due to this fact, I divided my 1,200-mile trip through Nevada, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington into 4 days and 4 nights. The first day I traveled up central Nevada to Ely, Nevada, about 200 miles. The second day I traveled from there to Twin Falls, Idaho, about 285 miles. The third day I traveled from Twin Falls to Baker City, Oregon, about 250 miles. Then on my last day, I traveled to Spokane, Washington, about 300 miles. At this part of the video presentation, I need to state that I was lucky enough to not have any snow whatsoever, which was wonderful. However, I did have high winds along the way, so I just needed to slow down, as I certainly didn't want to have an accident in my van that I was selling at Spokane, Washington. Now, I stayed in 4 RV parks in each one of the cities that I stayed at: Ely, Nevada, Twin Falls, Idaho, Baker City, Oregon, and Spokane, Washington, the night before I sold the van the next day. Now I'm going to have a photo montage available to you to see with music coming up next. My 4-day trip began on Sunday, March the 27th, and arrived in Spokane, Washington on Wednesday, March the 30th. Now, my cost for this 4-day trip, to include gas and RV spots only, not including any food, was over $600. I had an appointment the next morning with the dealership named Click It RV on a beautiful and crisp day in eastern Washington. This was a very impactful day for me to sell the van at a fair and reasonable price as I changed my lifestyle for the best. In less than an hour, I sold the van and I was on my way to the airport. My cost to fly from Spokane to Las Vegas was $587, and 2 Uber trips later, for approximately $100, I was back at home in Boulder City with check in hand. If you're still watching the video, I'd like to thank you for watching this video. And if you like what you've seen, hit the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. After 1,200 miles and $1,200 in costs, roughly that comes out to $1 a mile, I sold the van successfully. And I'm doing this video about 7 months after that fact. And I'm excited because I have some good news. Now, I will share that in a later video about that good news. But in the meantime, thanks for watching and have a blessed day.